America is not a racist country.
New tonight, St. George Island Fire Chief Kevin Delahanty has been suspended for using a racial slur. Good evening. I'm Ava Van
And
Valen.
I'm Channing Frampton. Now, this interaction was caught on camera over the weekend when an out-of-towner vacationer says that Delahanty began following him throughout the island.
You need help? What's your problem out here? Do you need help? Do you need help? Do you need help? What he did was wrong. Okay. But what illegal?
ABC 27's Jada Williams is on St. George Island tonight, and she's breaking down the conditions of that suspension and how the man who caught it all on camera is responding.
The St. George Island Volunteer Fire Department held an emergency meeting Monday night. Video of an altercation between a black beachgoer and Fire Chief Kevin Delahanty was the focus of that conversation, as well as the disciplinary action they decided to take.
In that moment, I thought that our ancestors fought so hard for us to have peace and to live equally, right? Equity, right? And right now in 2022, that still exists.
Louisiana native Kylan Wisham was enjoying his annual trip to St. George Island Saturday night when he says a car started to follow him, his son, and his nephew.
So besides going back to the beach house, I just pulled to the right-hand side. He came behind me. And, initially, he said, "Do you know where you are?"
Wisham says he eventually pulled his phone out, catching more of the conversation, including a racial slur.
I've never encountered anything like this.
Wisham immediately called the sheriff's office after the altercation.
He is the fire chief. He should be, representing where he's at. Our office handled it appropriately. We were called. We responded. We made a report. It was reported to the county and county administrator as it should have been.
Sheriff A.J. Smith says Delahanty wasn't arrested.
Unfortunately, it's not against the law to say ugly and crude things, and that's the case in this incident. It's not unlawful.
Instead, the board of directors for the St. George Island Volunteer Fire Department held an emergency meeting Monday night where they made the decision to suspend Delahanty. The statement says in part, quote, "The board is extremely sorry for the actions of the fire chief and will extend a personal apology to Mr. Kylan Wisham." Under that suspension, Delahanty has to undergo anger management counseling as well as diversity training.
I feel like now we have to really do our homework before traveling. Now, we have been going to St. George Island for the last 7 years. I've never encountered anything like this.
While Sheriff A.J. Smith says he hopes this doesn't change how Wisham and others view the island and the county.
This is not the way the majority of Franklin County acts or feels. We're a very accepting community.
We reached out for specifics on the anger management counseling as well as how they plan to conduct the diversity training. We're still waiting to hear back. On St. George Island, Jada Williams, ABC 27.
And an interim fire chief has been appointed.
Ladies and gentlemen, so you saw the encounter. So this man, he is from Louisiana, and he brings his family to St. George Island in Florida every year. And as you heard, he brings them every single year for the last 7 years, and said he never had any problems, never had any encounter. Now, this man that was following him around the island is the fire chief, as you heard in the video. And he yells out of his vehicle and then eventually calls him a racial slur and then drives off. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know why folks keep acting shocked that this guy, he's a fire chief, that he feels this way. I remember the one a few years ago, and I did a video on him, and he was talking about when they get calls from Black people, just let their houses burn. These folks don't like us. And unfortunately, many of them were placed in these high positions where decision making is done, and but they are the ones heading the decision making, and you want to know why things don't change. They don't want it to change. And you can see this fire chief, Kevin Delahanty, he definitely don't want things to change. And our people got to get off of this thing about, oh well, it's 2022 and this is still happening. Yes, it happened in 2021, 2020, 2019, and it's been going on for centuries. You're not going to change the hearts and minds of these people through anger management, diversity training, or whatever nonsense they come up with. None of those things work. This stuff is deeply ingrained. They really truly walk around on this earth believing they're better when we know they're not. Like I said, the only way you'll convince me that you're better if you don't die like everybody else. But if your ass goes to that same boneyard that everybody else go to, there ain't no damn way you're better. So, it's an unfortunate thing, and I wish this did not happen to him. He should have been able to go to that beach and enjoy the islands and have a peaceful time with his family. But you got people like this Kevin Delahanty that's hell bent on coming around and trying to ruin everything for you. And see, he seeks people out. These folks are out here. They're looking for these opportunities to do what you've seen this this fire chief do. He's looking for this, like many of them do when they go out and about. And see, they go out of their way to start these encounters, but they got the nerve to walk around here and talk about we are confrontational. What a joke. What a joke. Well, the bottom line is I'm glad no harm came to him and his family. And I'm shocked that the police that showed up was that truthful about outing who this was, telling, this is the fire chief around here. Usually they try to stay on code. But with this guy, I'm wondering how well liked he is, because with this guy, they didn't have no problem outing him. Yeah, being rude and obnoxious, they're right. That's not against the law. That's because you gave those protections to the Asians. See, if he would have done this to Asians, there would have been something done immediately. They refused to give these same protections to the Black community here in America, so that the Kevin Delahantys of the world can just come up and do whatever they want. See, America is a country full of no consequences. There are no consequences for what he does. That's because your Congress and your Senate and your president feel that you don't need to have these protections like the Asians. So therefore, people can just continue to go on doing these things over and over and over. But they want to justify to you that the Asians deserve this over us. Sorry, not buying it. But y'all, please tell me what you think of his experience. Like I said, I'm sorry his family had to go through this, but these folks they're just not going to leave us alone when we're out and about. They are hell bent on keeping this country in the state that it's in. They don't want nothing to change. That's why they're whining and falling apart about how nothing is going back to the same way it was before. And look, y'all, when the Ukrainians, when more and more of them get over here, because they're already here, many of them are already here, you're going to see them get more protection and not be a citizen of America than we will get. And we've been here our whole lives. You just watch. Watch when something goes down between one of us and these illegal Ukrainians that are here. Watch how fast they'll jump on the Ukrainian side against us. And these folks aren't even citizens. You wait, it's coming. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.